Now, in a lot of ways, the culture in Australia and in the UK is very similar. People in both countries, I would say, are fairly similar. I wouldn't say there's a massive amount of difference. In fact, Aussies are probably one of the more similar people to British people in the world. But today I'm going to be talking about one key difference that I've noticed in the culture in Australia and in the UK to do with the people. And this became very clear to me quite soon after moving to Australia. But after 2 years there, it's really become clear how much of a big thing this is. And that is the views towards the country. For example, in the UK, there is such a big culture to hate on the country. If an Australian person came to the country and started complaining about how much they hate it, saying where they're staying is they don't like the country, they're bored, they think it's boring. If they say that to English people, the other English people are just going to agree. We're going to be like, yeah, it is boring. You know what I mean? It is shit. They're just going to agree with them. But if you flip that and you take it as me, for example, moving to Australia, if I say one negative thing about Australia, instantly the Aussies take massive offense to that. It's not like in the UK where we agree. We're like, yeah, in Australia, they really don't like it if you say anything negative about the country. Everyone in Australia, I feel like about places in particular, is very opinionated. They have their favorite places. They have their places that they don't like. Everyone's Sydney over Melbourne or Melbourne over Sydney, and everyone's very fixed on that opinion. The main thing I've noticed is how defensive they get about their place and their country, and in a lot of ways I respect it for sure. I don't know if it's a case of the UK actually is shit and we can't argue against that, and Australia no doubt is a better country, so maybe that's a big reason for it. But it just surprised me because we're brought up in the UK. It's a really negative thing in the UK and I don't actually agree with it, but we're brought up hating the country. It's almost like in school, as you grow up, it's a big culture in the country. You're almost taught to hate the country, which I don't agree with. I think as bad as England is and as much as it's having a lot of issues at the minute, I don't agree with the fact we should hate the country. I think we should all love the country, be patriotic and want the best for the country, because in Australia, it's clear that the people there are a lot more like that. I don't agree with this thing that we've got to hate the UK. I don't hate the UK, I love the country, I want the best thing for it. It doesn't mean that it's not a mess and it's having a lot of issues, there's no doubt about that. And I almost respect it in Australia. As much as some Aussies do get offended at the slightest little thing you say, in a lot of ways I do respect that, because it's cool how much they love their place. You know what I mean? If someone's from Sydney and you say you don't like Sydney, they're going to take offense to that and not like it and probably hate on you on social media. But in a way, I kind of respect it, because I feel like the UK needs more of that, where people do get more defensive about their place, because it's a massive culture difference. Everyone in Australia seems to love where they're from, love their hometown, love their city, and will do anything to defend it. In the UK, everyone is in a collective about how much they hate the place. It's a big culture difference, which I notice, which Aussies I think have got right. I think I don't like that whole culture of hate in the UK, because the country definitely needs a lot of help. It's a mess, but being negative about the country is only going to make it worse. I respect them Aussies that are defensive about the place most of the time, apart from a couple of you lot on TikTok who go mad at the slightest comment. But yeah, that's one thing that's interesting that I noticed about, yeah, both countries.